Hey, it's me. This time I'm doing an introductory letter work. Um, in Montessori, we start with letter sounds, not with letter names because their names are confusing. Like the letter W doesn't say duh, it says w. So we just mostly refer to the letter sounds. And this is the introductory lesson. It's called I Spy. And you can do it with a little bitty person. You can do it for practice for sounds that they're having trouble with. Again, these lessons are really brief. 10 minutes would probably be a pretty long lesson. Okay, so hope you can see. Got my piece of felt again from my rug, my work rug. I've got my box of little things. You can use anything in the whole house to do this with. So we begin with beginning sounds. Beginning sounds are the easiest ones to hear. Beginning sounds in words. So the very first lesson, or the very first lesson after a long time of being gone from school and this work. So I have a teeny horse. So I would say the name of the animal, or I would ask the child the name, because if I'm calling it a pony and she's calling it a horse, we're going to be confused. So I'm going to either say, this is a horse, or I'm going to say, what do you call this? And whatever they call it is what we're going to call it. So let's say the child said, that's a horse. So I'm going to start with one. I'm going to say, I spy something on my mat that begins with the sound huh. Huh. And if they laugh and say horse, then that's great. If they don't know what I'm talking about, or say something completely different, that means they're not ready for this lesson, and that's fine. That's totally okay. So we can do it another day. All right, so they said huh for horse. So remember, and we don't correct. So if they said pig, you could figure out if the child's confused. If they don't understand what you're saying, just stop. Just say, this is a fun game, we can play it another day. Or say, do you want to play with these animals? And I'm going to go wash dishes. But if that goes okay, I could say, oh, look, I have a fox. I have a fox on my mat. Can you show me the thing on my mat that starts with fa? And they're going to point to the fox, and then you can say, and it's called a fox. Fox. All right. Let's do another one. So look, I have a car. I have a teeny orange car. So I spy something on my mat that starts with k. K. So if they say car, I would say, if they can do this for 3 objects, that probably they understand the concept, or they remember the concept. So then you could start with 2 objects to see if they are actually discriminating the sound. So I could say, I have a snake and I have an elephant. I spy something on my rug that starts with and if they hear elephant, then I know that they understood. So maybe then you can trade them. All right, I have an elephant and a snake. I spy something on my mat that starts with S. All right, they hear snake. So you can go on like this for a while. I have a snake and a house. I spy something on my rug that starts with ha, 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 ha. House. All right, so you notice that I'm usually saying the second word as a kind of a support to the child. Some children are sneaky and figure out that you're always picking the second word, so then you have to trick them back and change it up a little bit. So children can figure out patterns even if they don't understand what the work is. So I can say, I have an elephant and I have a goat. I spy something on my rug that starts with eh, eh. All right. So you're going to play this over and over and over and over with lots of things before you move on to the next step, because the next step is a quantum leap harder. And the next step is associating a letter with the sound. So we want the child to be really comfortable hearing the letter sounds before we move on. So this would definitely be another day, another lesson.